Have you ever wondered what the end of the world truly means? In Norse mythology, this end is called Ragnarok. But don't think of it as mere destruction. Ragnarok is much more than that. It's a story that teaches us about cycles, sacrifices, and rebirth. Picture a world in collapse. The sun and moon vanish. An eternal winter grips the land, and terrifying creatures break free from their ancient prisons. This is the essence of Ragnarok. It's poetic chaos blending conflict and hope. And today we're diving deep into this legend that has transcended centuries and continues to ignite our imagination. For the ancient Scandinavian peoples, Ragnarok wasn't just a story, and it was a warning, a reminder that everything in life follows a cycle. Just as nature has its seasons, the universe too has its cycles of destruction and renewal. Ragnarok, in its most direct translation, means the fate of the gods or the final destiny. It represents a pivotal moment in Norse mythology, where fate is unchangeable, even for mighty gods like Odin, Thor, and Loki. But before we delve into the final battle, let's first understand how it all begins. To do that, we need to go back to the beginning, to a time when gods, giants, and supernatural beings shared the same world. In Norse mythology, the universe was structured around a colossal tree called Yggdrasil. This tree was so immense that it connected all the worlds. Among them were Asgard, the home of the gods, Midgard, the realm of humans, and Jotunheim, the land of the giants. Yggdrasil was the heart of the cosmos, symbolizing the interconnectedness of all things. Now picture this. At its deepest roots lived Nidhogg, a dragon ceaselessly gnawing at the tree, threatening its balance. Why does this matter? Because this symbolic struggle between creation and destruction is the harbinger of Ragnarok. No matter how well balanced things are, everything was destined to end. The arrival of Ragnarok begins with signs. One of them is the Fimbulvetr, the winter that never ends. Imagine a cold so relentless that no spring ever follows. Rivers freeze, crops fail, and humanity fights for survival. Doesn't this eerily resemble the environmental crises we discussed today? Perhaps that's why Ragnarok still resonates. It forces us to reflect on how we interact with the world around us. When the unending winter takes hold, chaos follows. Loki, the god of mischief, escapes his bonds. His son Fenrir, the monstrous wolf, breaks free from his chains. And Jörmungandr, the massive serpent encircling the world, rises from the ocean depths. These characters aren't mere villains. They represent primal forces of nature that, when unchecked, can wreak havoc. But what makes Ragnarok truly fascinating is that, even in the face of certain doom, the gods choose to fight. Odin, the leader of the Aesir, knows he will die battling Fenrir. Thor is aware that his confrontation with Jörmungandr will be his last. Yet, they do not hesitate. Here, the myth transforms into a lesson on courage and resilience. Would you face the inevitable with the same determination? And then, the day of the battle arrives. Armies gather on Vigrid, a vast and barren plain. The skies turn blood red, and the worlds collide. Odin faces Fenrir, but is devoured by the wolf. Thor defeats the world serpent, but succumbs to its venom. Loki and Heimdall, the guardian of the Rainbow Bridge, kill each other in a final clash, and one by one, everything falls apart. Picture this, the world consumed by fire, flames engulf forests, mountains, and cities. The seas rise and swallow the land. It feels like the definitive end, doesn't it? But this is where the myth surprises us. After all the destruction, the world is reborn. From the ashes of Midgard emerges a new land, greener and more abundant. Two humans, Lif and Lifthrasir, who hid during the chaos, emerge to repopulate the world. And some of the surviving gods begin to rebuild what was lost. This idea of rebirth after apocalypse is incredibly powerful. It reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is hope. There is always a chance to start anew. When we look at other cultures, we see similar myths. Noah's flood in Judeo-Christian tradition, or the cycles of destruction and creation in Hindu stories. Perhaps Ragnarok isn't just a tale about Norse gods, but a universal reflection on how humanity confronts endings and new beginnings. Now bring this into the modern world. Think about discussions on environmental collapse, technological advancements, and the constant social changes we face. There's no denying it. We live in uncertain times, times that could be seen as our own signs of Ragnarok. But just like in the legend, we also have the power to rebuild, to reimagine a future after chaos. The story of Ragnarok is a masterpiece of human storytelling. It blends the fragility of existence with the courage to confront it. It challenges us to accept that everything has an end but all.